Welcome back to another episode of Timeout with the Sports Doctor podcast, where life, sports, and medicine intersects. We are glad that you are part of this growing community where we strive to help you strengthen your mindset, help you grow your assets, and help you achieve whatever level of success that you want for your life. Go to our website at Dr.Derrick, thesportsdoctor.com, where you can find all the latest content, and you can also follow us on our social media channels. Now, let's get into this episode. Welcome back to another episode of Timeout with the Sports Doctor podcast. And as you can see, I'm not in the normal studio today. We're coming live to you from New Orleans, Louisiana. In a couple of hours, I have the opportunity to speak at my alma mater, Xavier University of Louisiana. And I am very excited. I have a lot of emotions around that. I will be speaking to biology students and faculty. And this is something that's very near and dear to me because, as you know from this podcast, mentorship is a large part of what I do. And being able to give back to a university that has opened so many doors for me is very important. So we won't be here long, but I just wanted to check in with you because, number one, October is Mental Health Awareness Month, and just really taking the time to say, how are you doing? Not that walking down the hallway, hey, what's up? Are you good? Where the person pretty much answers the question for you, meaning that if you're not good, then please don't tell me because I got other things to do and I need to keep on with my day. But the real, how are you doing? Because we're now entering into the fourth quarter of the year. I know for me, this is the busiest time of my year. We're mid-football season, from traveling with Jackson State University to coaching flag football with my son, to all the other activities we have going on with the other kids, as well as managing work, life, marriage. It's a lot. So how are you doing? Make sure that you're taking the time to really check in with yourself. And if you're not doing well, to seek professional help. Being able to get counseling or mental health support is not bad. It really is essential, and it's something that we all should incorporate into our normal health maintenance. We go to a doctor for checkups. We go to a dentist for cleanings. What are we doing for our mental health? So I would encourage you, if you're not connected with a support group, if you're not part of a circle that really understands your values and your mission, to do that, as well as if you need to take it a step further, to get professional help. I have a unique opportunity with my connection with HBCU End Zone for minority undergraduate students. We will include this in the show notes for a virtual interactive session on mental health awareness coming up later this month. So we will include that information in the show notes. Please share that with any HBCU students that you know, because being able to be aware of what mental health and the stigmas around it, there's a difference between mental health and mental illness. And many times we jump to the conclusion that just because someone's getting help, that they have a serious mental health problem or that they're quote unquote crazy. Right? We're probably more crazy for not taking care of our mental health than the opposite. So we will include that information in the show notes. That is in affiliation with the National Association for Mental Illness. They have some initiatives as well and some incentives for the students and the schools that participate. Back to the opportunity that I told you about earlier. Like I mentioned, I'll be speaking at the biology department in the next couple of hours, which as I made this talk, I started to reflect a lot on my own personal journey. And really, for me, I'll just speak personally. I know from time to time, I forget how much the distance traveled. I forget the obstacles overcome. I forget really just the goodness of God of bringing me and sustaining me through the last 25, 30 years of this medical journey, starting back in the late high school years, pretty much age 15 or so. I decided I wanted to be a doctor and started taking some active steps with formulating a plan of how to get into undergraduate and localizing or finding a mentor locally, Dr. Wayne Stanley, who we used to go to his office, which led to another mentor, Dr. John Young, who became my first orthopedic mentor. And really just the steps of going to Xavier and to Howard, and then trying to get accepted into orthopedics and not getting in the first year, and the lessons learned from that. And really just the journey, the resilience, the grit that it took really to get to where we are now. So being able to look back to that and really being able to just understand that not doing this alone, and the prayers and the people that came before me to open the doors for me. So I'm really thankful today, really reflective looking back. Another thing I came up with yesterday as I was looking, I recall the Jackson State opportunity. So one thing looking back, before I became the team doctor at Jackson State, I was part of a small group initiative to bring HBCU support in the form of care. Are you a young physician who's frustrated in figuring out how you're going to continue to fund yourself through this early phase of your career? Are you tired of speaking to lenders who do not understand your plight? We have a solution for you. Let me introduce you to Doc2Doc Lending.
Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Xavier Marshall, co-founder, CEO of Doc2Doc Lending. We are the exclusive lending partner for physicians and dentists in the United States. We underwrite our loans thoughtfully, knowing the physician journey and your career trajectory. We're a company that's been founded by doctors and built for doctors because we get it. Banks don't understand all the ways in which we struggle through educational debt, consumer debt, as we're trying to make ends meet during a very challenging time of our lives. Doc2Doc is underwritten with thoughtful process that's meant to give you credit for all the unique physician characteristics that you have, like being board certified, having a dual degree, undergoing and finishing a specialty or a fellowship as well, and just being employed as a physician. All of those things give you credit to get your interest rate lower with our platform.
So we are glad to partner with Doc2Doc Lending. So if you are stuck trying to figure out where you can get funding or where you can continue to support your family during this time of transition in your career, we offer you a solution. Doc2Doc Lending, physician-owned, understands your plight, understands what it's like to be an early physician or a physician who wants to do something outside of medicine. Check out Doc2Doc Lending. This segment is a paid advertisement for Doc2Doc Lending, Inc. Loans are made available by DR Bank, member FDIC, and are subject to credit approval and available in approved states only. Representative APRs for Doc2Doc range from 9.99% to 26.99%. Terms and conditions available at doc2doclending.com. Me and several of my colleagues, mainly who I trained with in the kind of surrounding years of my training at Howard University Hospital in orthopedics, we met about how can we better support HBCUs? How can we bring care to HBCU athletes, many times that are lacking? And we reached out to Jackson State University. We had several meetings, and I went back last night and I searched, and one of the last emails that was sent was 12/18/2020. We had several meetings, and then things kind of went silent. And for me, it was over. All right, it was done. Okay, it was worth it. You know, a lot of people laughed anyway because many people didn't believe, but there were a couple of core believers who really thought that, hey, we could do this. And 2 years later, 12/18/2022, I stood in the lobby and recorded a video after the Celebration Bowl, the year that Coach Prime took his team to the Celebration Bowl and came up just shy of winning the championship. So I have the timestamps. As the team doctor for Jackson State University, something that started over 2 years ago. And the possibility of that happening was slim to none. However, it was a possibility. And at that time, if I had gotten the job, I probably would not have had the surrounding support to sustain it, but God knows when. So every delay is not a denial. And that's why I want to share you that. Because 2 years of effort and things that are happening right now, you don't know how they're going to manifest in 2 years. Same thing with this podcast. 4.5 years ago, 5 years ago, when I started planning to make this podcast, I had a plan, but I did not know how it's going to manifest. So that first year, it was really just trying to figure out how to record, how to find a guest, not even asking really for support because I was trying to figure out what the podcast meant to me first before I started bringing on brand partners or affiliations and support. And then over time, it eventually started to grow and catch on steam to now in year 4 and year 5, where I'm being sought out as an advisor, as a brand partner, to people seeking me for advice and support, people seeking me to collaborate with their brands. So you never know what things are going to lead to. And through that collaboration is one of the things that I mentioned, to be able to bring the mental health support to HBCU students. So I'm really excited about this opportunity. Of course, I'm going to share it with you in the upcoming weeks, but I really just wanted to get on today to check in, to say, how are you doing? And also to share with you some things that I have going on immediately. So this is the end of the year. How did the New Year's resolutions work out for you? Are you still working on them? I know that I set goals at the beginning of the year. Will I reach the benchmark? Maybe not, but I've definitely made a lot of progress this year. I've been able to, through this podcast, have partnerships with Doc2Doc Lending, with Pattern Insurance. As you see on social media, there's a lot of videos floating around promoting disability insurance, which I do truly believe is important to be able to protect your ability to make an income for your family, as well as Doc2Doc Lending. We've had brought back Money Mondays to be able to help spread financial literacy, help spread the word on how to handle your loans, and just really how to get your finances together. So we're not here to sell products. We're here to help change lives. And really, through collaboration, I'm able to do that on a larger scale than simply doing it by myself. So I'm excited about what the future holds for this podcast. I'm excited about what the future holds for you as well. Be blessed. Stay in the game. The year is coming to a close. That does not mean that you can stop working on the goals and the dreams that you set forth at the beginning of the year. However, if it is time for a mental reset, take it. 2026 is right around the corner. You do not have to wait to a certain date to change your life. You can do that today. So please do the things that you need to do to take care of yourself. Be blessed. Send up a prayer for me. Hey, the event will be long over, but I'll still accept your prayers. I'm really looking forward to connecting with the students at Xavier. I truly believe on assignments like this. I heard Inky Johnson say that I'm not sweet enough to mess up God's plan. So I truly will stand behind the mic, and I want God to speak through me to really connect with the students or the faculty or the parents or whoever's in the room to be able to help them believe in themselves. It's not about me. The message is more for you can do it because I've been able to do it, despite all my inadequacies, despite all the shortcomings, despite the denials, despite hearing no multiple times, despite the failures on exams. You can do it if this is something that you really want to do. So be encouraged, be blessed, have a great week. Peace. Thank you for continuing to support this podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, then please leave a 5-star review. And if you haven't done so, subscribe so you continue to get the updated episodes. Until later, peace.
Hey, timeout with the sports doctor. Keep our head right in the game. We ain't never stopping. You are now tuned in. Trust you don't want to miss. This is where life, sports, and medicine